What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D, out here at the Riverwalk, getting my 10,000 steps in. I'm gonna just get them all in right now while I'm out here, because it's a feel-good day. It's like 90 degrees, and I just feel motivated to go ahead and just get them all out of the way now, so that's what I'm gonna do. I want to talk to you guys about this one video that I saw, though. It was a guy saying how he would rather him and his wife earn 50,000 each and go 50-50 with her than make 250K and take care of her. And that right there tells a story about a lot of dudes nowadays. You would rather make less money and go 50-50 with a woman than make more money and just cover everything. Like, that's insane. I've never heard anybody in my age group say something so ridiculous. So this got to be some younger guy stuff. The guy looked younger. He looked like he could have easily been late 20s, early 30s, something like that. So it's possibly a generational thing. But let's examine this for a bit. Me personally, being the type of guy that I am, I'm not comfortable relying on my woman to eat. That's just how I've always been. I am not comfortable with whether I'm going to eat or not be dependent on if my woman is bringing in the money that I'm expecting her to bring in. That's crazy to me, man. A lot of you guys out there, you were raised by single moms, and it shows. A lot of you guys, you were raised without not only your father, but without any sort of father figure, any sort of masculine role model, and it shows. Because there is no way that you grew up with your dad and you have that mentality talking about you'd rather make 50 G's. So he's comparing making 50 G's to making 250 G's. So you would rather make 200K less and rely on your woman bringing in 50 G's as well, so that y'all could pay bills, pay y'all rent, pay y'all cable bill or whatever, then you make 250 and pay all of it. And he was basically saying that if him and his wife is making 50 G's and they don't have any kids, they can do whatever they want, they can take vacations whenever they want, where versus the scenario where you make 250, you have kids. I didn't understand why he didn't offer parity there, why the situation where he was making more money, he had to have kids, which would be dependents, which would be more money. But I digress. Even with children, I would still rather make 250 G's than 50. He made the argument of him and his wife would be able to take vacations whenever they want, not on 100,000 total income. I don't know where he get that idea from. 50 G's is average money, and average money does not stretch far right now. Average money hasn't stretched far for a few years now. 100 G's now, which is him and his wife's total income, that's not comfortable to live on anymore. 100 G's, if you talking about 10 years ago, 100 G's was some solid money. If you was bringing in 100 G's a year, you were living okay. Now that 100 G's, man, you feel like that 100 G's is 60, 65 now. That's just how inflation and everything has affected how far the dollar goes. Remember, $200 at the grocery store used to fill up your trunk, and now that same $200 just gets you a couple bags that you can just throw on the passenger seat. So money don't go like it used to anymore. I don't know where he gets this idea that him and his wife, which I'm sure this guy isn't married, because there's no way a woman would marry a guy with this sort of mentality. Even if the woman is willing to go 50-50 with a guy, because there are some women out there that are, but the mentality of he don't want to hustle, he don't want to grind, that would have her not really feeling, taking vows, having a legal obligation to a guy like that. He also was talking about work-life balance and whatnot, because if he's making 250K, he's gonna be working more, and He has to take care, he has all of the responsibilities. So, the burden of that is on him, whatever. That's what we do as men. That's what we do as men. You don't get to sit at home like you're the women and children. I mean, that's what it is. And this work-life balance stuff, where did this come from? This is like some buzzword. Where is that? Oh, we got the Motown bus back there that's got whatever tune playing. But this work-life balance stuff, and this is going to be unpopular with some people, but Unc is always going to keep it a buck with y'all. That is brokey talk. Like, really, that is brokey talk. There is no such thing as work-life balance when you on the grind. When you trying to get your money up, when you trying to make stuff happen, you trying to improve your quality of life, you trying to position yourself so that your family doesn't have to be without, there ain't no such damn thing as no work-life balance, man. Everybody that I ever hear talk about work-life balance be broke. That's why you never hear, when have you ever heard Elon Musk talk about work-life balance, or Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates? I know those are extreme examples, but we can go to some different ones. Have you ever heard Jay-Z say anything about work-life balance, or LeBron James, or Michael Jordan? These are guys that also are killing it, just not to the same level as those other guys. Work-life balance don't exist when you trying to put a dent in the universe. Work-life balance don't exist when you trying to improve your quality of life. So wherever that came from, I don't know if some feminists came up with that. I mean, it sounds like something that some women came up with. You guys, y'all need to retire that from y'all vocabulary. Y'all don't need to ever talk about work-life balance again. It don't exist. You work, you grind, you hustle, and then you die. You get to enjoy, obviously, the fruits of your labor while you here, but for guys like that thinking that they can make 50 G's a year, they wife can make 50 G's a year, and they gonna be happy together, taking trips whenever they feel like it and whatnot. This is just absolutely ludicrous logic and reasoning. It's ludicrous thinking. This be the same dude that'll end up on those red pill forums, mad as hell, complaining that women don't want him as he is and whatnot. Well, I mean, I'm always gonna be an advocate for men, but in certain instances, I get why the women don't want y'all. If you got a daughter, would you want her taken up with a guy that says he wants to split the bills 50-50 with her? Of course you wouldn't. And any guy who says yes, he'd be okay with that is lying. You do not want your princess out there punching the clock 9 to 5, all stressed out or whatever, worried about bills and stuff when she got a husband at home. Some couples have to do that for a while they're getting the ball rolling, but this dude talking about doing that forever. I'm not talking about those couples that have to start off doing what they got to do to get the ball rolling. You should retire your woman from the workforce as soon as possible. Your wife, rather. Not just some woman you dating, not just some baby mama, whatever. If it's your wife is always going to be more valuable to you at home than she ever will be making $30K a year being some dude's secretary, just for ultimately one day her to end up on her boss's desk getting back shots from him or whatever. But that's a topic for another video. But I just wanted to cover that, man. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think this is okay? Because I don't. I would rather make $250K and take care of my wife than make $50K and I'm relying on her to bring in $50K for us to cover all of the bills. That just sounds insane to me. If I'm making $250K a year, I'm not worried about the mortgage getting paid. I'm not worried about food. Damn, it's wind. I'm not worried about if the cable bill gonna get paid and whatnot. If you making $250K, you not worried about bills. Where if you making $50K a year, there's no way that you not. You broke. $50K a year nowadays is broke pretty much. And I don't say that to be disrespectful to anybody making $50K. I'm just saying, those of you out there that's making $50K, y'all know as well as I know, man. It's hard out there. You got to cut corners. You got to pinch pennies. You got to be cheap in order just to make ends meet. That's why you feel broke, because it's like, man, you don't have any room to date even. If you a grown man living on your own making $50K a year, you don't have no room to date. So you certainly can't afford to take on no wife. So planning on marrying somebody and then them bringing in 50% of, that's just, this is why a lot of the women be roasting dudes nowadays. And I'm always going to be an advocate for the guys. But when they write about certain things, they write. Dude, y'all wrong with this one. Talking about going in 50-50 with your wife, 50K a year. Hit me in them comments, man. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And I'll see y'all in them comments. Peace.